Why does it go live like that? It drives me crazy. Oh my gosh, I didn't hit any button. Do you believe that? Holy cow. I'm going to have to chop off the I'm going to chop off the beginning. I know. It's like, what the heck? So I'm getting texted by someone I think was a viewer or something, but I have a name attached to it. So I'll chop off the beginning of this video. So lame. Oh my gosh, sorry. Can you hear me okay? Good thing I wasn't picking my nose. Very likely to be happening too. Good thing I can't see you all. Like my wife is doing is teaching class right now. She's got 39 students on Zoom in the other room. It's like, oh my goodness. Okay, let me see if I can get some tone going here. Because we're going to add a blues note. Let's see. Okay, so we're gonna take pentatonic number 1 and we're gonna add a blues note to it. I got up in time to get Starbucks and go and do some diagrams here. Now I got my pages all set up. Okay, sounds good. Okay, cool. Blues with the oud. Actually, pretty easy because I don't know what key I'm going to do it in. Oh, D, probably D. You asked for it. And then this is my anti-slip pad here. This is for rugs, and it helps keep the oud on my lap. It's like that. Otherwise, it starts going, and I'm like trying to play. So, okay. So that was blues in D. Moroccan blues. Egyptian. That's an Egyptian oud made in Egypt, actually. Leo asked for it. Bob. So I changed instruments. I don't know if you saw is it Rob Scanlon? Is that his name? Where he goes through, has that really good classical guitarist guy work with him, where they go from oud to modern guitar, modern steel string guitar. It's really cool. It made me go, oh man, I need to get a couple Renaissance guitars, because they had a couple guitars in the middle I don't have. And the one was like a ukulele, the smaller one. I don't know if I would get that. You know what I want to get is a tipple. Oh, and I touched my nose. Yeah, I did it again. Okay, so the drinking rule games. Gary is not here yet. Darren, how's it going? Good to see you. Oh, here, let me give you a link to Discord. I got to pull up Safari. Hold on. And the Discord link, I'll try to make a permanent link. So if you're watching this later and you can see the live stream, see the live chat, you should be able to, because I've got a little button here that says, set this link to never expire. You should not be, I don't think there's anything required, really. And then just be good to each other, okay? We're a friendly community. We're nice to each other. We're helpful. If you start trolling or get drunk and get mean or something, then you're going to lose your privileges. Pacific Daylight Time. So we changed that. Charlie B, good to see you. Let's see. Rich Johnson, good to see you. Right? Yeah, you see the headstock angle on this, Rich? Yeah, that's insane. And the thing that drives me, and it's really hard, but you can see I cheat too. I have all the names of the strings written there. Well, it's upside down. No, can I do it this way? See that? Because I'm like, what? And so what's interesting is on we're getting a nude lesson. What's interesting is you have the 1, 4, 5 right here. So it's actually perfect for blues. There's the 5 right or 4 right there. But and then I got the 4. But the cool thing is, now in Arabic music they have actual notation for 54 notes per octave. You can see I got a lot of cheater things here too. I've been doing a lot of work on this lately, and actually getting a little bit faster at it. The expectation is that it's not going to be perfectly in tune, so that's kind of good. But at the same time, I really do try to play as in tune as possible. But I'm just not used to playing a fretless instrument. I am, however, kind of getting into it. You know, you saw my fretless ukulele that I had made. That thing is freaking dope. Let's see, what else? That's it so far. I need to get a fretless bass. That's on my short list. I'd like to get one of my Squires made fretless. The problem is it's going to cost $150 or more, maybe $200. And I'm only going to spend $80 on the guitar. And then I thought about going with like heavy flat wounds on it. And then that way, and actually I think I have one. It's got a humbucker in the lead position. I think that's the one in the bridge position. I think that's the one I would use because I'll need because there's no frets to create sustain. I'll need as much. I'm changing guitars, so that's one of our rules. Take a drink because I'm changing guitars. Ignatius, good to see you. It's fun finally being able to play the blues note in there. But the fretless electric guitar, I think I would probably go with like a wound G string and probably go with flat wounds. So put like heavy jazz flat wounds on it and see how that works. Because I think if you're going to be sliding up and down, you're going to want smoother strings. I'm just speculating here. I forget who it was. Was it Rob Scanlon? No, was it Rob Scanlon that did the aluminum neck? That didn't seem to make a big difference in tone to me, enough to want to put an aluminum neck on something, especially at the cost. But aluminum is expensive right now, man. Okay, so you know what? I probably should have drawn up the. Well, you know, it's not critical. This is the Pentatonic number 1 with the blues note in it, okay? So the notes we're talking about here, let me show you. I'm going to add a little text. It's normally you would have A, C, D, E, G, but now we're going to have A, C, D, E, flat, E, G. All right? And don't worry, it's not going to stay that big. So yeah, we have a drinking game here. If I touch my face, which is a no-no in the COVID era, supposedly, and I'm only doing it more now. Let's see. I need to move this. Can you see that? Okay, well, I'll leave it right there. It's a little hard. It's well, I can fix that. It's funny. I can totally move this out of the way. I'm like, there's a white background. I'm like, wait, I can move the white background. So that's better. Just cleaner there. All right. So, so the normal pentatonic and the blues pentatonic, or the blues scale. Minor blues, we call that the minor blues. I don't know if we have it'll be called the major blues. I don't really have a name for it. It's still minor blues. We're just going to start on C, but it's gonna be interesting because that E flat's going to have a different relationship in the key of C than it does in the key of A. Okay, in the key of A, it has it's the flat fifth. Okay, so the drinking games, yeah, exactly right. Exactly right, John. So the drinking game is if I touch my face, which I just did again, didn't I? You might get some help here, prompts in the chat. Someone will jump in and say sip. Oh, there it is. You can see it. Hook is on top of it. If I refer to myself as in the third person, if I use air quotes, if I say I had a band in high school called, if I drop a pick, it's a sip. If I drop a thumb pick, it's 2 sips. If I say there won't be a quiz on this, okay, look at this. We've got a real TV show going on here. I feel like David Letterman. You get to take a celebratory sip. If I say there will be a quiz on this, you have to do a reverse sip, whatever that means. Let's see. If I walk out of the room, that's also a sip. That's a fill in the time sip. If I change guitars, probably also a fill in the time sip. So yeah, and there's a couple more rules that I'm not remembering at this very moment. Did I post a Discord link? Okay, I did. Hey, Easy, good to see you, Easy. I'll call you Easy because I'm not sure how to Easy XL. Extra large Easy. A lot of Easy. B Kitty's in the house. I think B Kitty, are you in Bakersfield? Have you been baking in Bakersfield? I thought you were like in the valley, but Bakersfield could be in a valley too. I don't know. So indeed, we are adding the flat fifth. John was right. Okay, sorry, I touched my face again. Coffee and your host, Tom Strahle. Exactly. Dennis is in the house too. Thank you for being here, Dennis. How many do we have right now? Let me see. 25. Not bad. Not bad. 9 likes already. That's awesome. And if you have a question, you can throw it there. People will help me see it because I will be getting distracted over here. Oh, Clem's in the house too. Good to see you, Clem. I missed that. Diet Pepsi is totally fine. If I don't have Starbucks or St. Arbucks as I call it, I will have Diet Coke. So I understand. In fact, Diet Coke sometimes just tastes better on a hot day. So, but as they say, drink hot coffee on a hot day because it heats up your insides and makes it feel more normal against the outside. I don't know if that's true or not, but the British did that in England, or in India, because they weren't used to that kind of heat. So, so basically what we have here is the pentatonic number 1. Let's do that one again real quick, and I'll just give you, we're at the 5th fret in A minor. So this is A. So we're going to go first finger. Let me go to my jazz tone so I'm not gainy and fighting everything. What's this tone? That's not a bad tone, but I think let's see what this. Yeah, I think I should go with that cleaner tone. Less reverb and delays, less Pat Metheny, more B.B. King. Okay, so first finger on the 5th fret of the 6th string, then pinky on the 8th fret, then 5th fret, then 7th fret. We're just doing the plain old. The black notes. We're just playing the black notes right now. And then 5th fret, 7th fret, 5th fret, 7th fret, 5th fret, 8th fret, 5th fret, 8th fret. And I call this pentatonic number 1. And then pinky, go backwards. 8, 5, 8, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 8, 5. And that's our minor, A minor pentatonic. It's also C major pentatonic. Here's the major root right here in the pinky. So if you want to play a major pentatonic, play that shape, but make sure your pinky is on the key you want to be in. So if you want to be in E, you put your pinky on E here at the 12th fret. You play that shape, and that's E major pentatonic. If you want to play E minor pentatonic, you put your first finger on that shape, on E, and then play the shape. So that's E minor pentatonic. You want B minor? Go to B here, and play the shape. You want B major? Just go down here like this. Now here's the thing too. Let me just show you this, because I may have mentioned it, but I don't remember it. But I'm going to go ahead and pull up, let's see. I'm going to pull up the C major pad. The C major pad. Sounds like Prince. Oops. Now I can also go up 3 frets, so now I'm playing C minor over the major, and it creates kind of a blues sound. And back down. Pentatonic number 1 at the 5th fret. 3rd finger, pinky is on the C. Makes a happy sound. First finger on C, play the same shape. I'll tell you who did this a lot was George Benson. He would, like, if you listen to Breezin' by George Benson, you know, that was it? So it's very D major, right? I mean, so D major. You know, he's like. But then he jumps into D blues, D minor pentatonic, even the same chords. Very George Benson thing to do. And so you can easily. I remember I was talking about a while back, I was talking about my most influential guitar players, and one of them was a friend named John Dinwiddie, who was a friend of my sister. So he was, I think, a year older than my sister, so he's like 5 years older than me. Really good rocket. He had Jimmy Page nailed. I mean, he played the solo to, what's it? What's that? Ramble On? Not Ramble. Is it Ramble? No, not Ramble On. It's Heartbreaker, maybe? Is that Heartbreaker? I was showing him that, like, oh, look what I learned this week. I can play both the major. And he'd never thought of that. He was like, that's amazing. He was so blown away by that. He was like, I thought it was pretty cool that this, 15, 16-year-old kid was teaching this 21-year-old kid how to play guitar. But that was a really cool realization that if you're playing over the major, like, it doesn't work so well if you're playing over A minor. So if I put up the E minor pad, okay, but let's say you're playing over A major, right? You can play the A minor blues, or you can put your pinky on A and play A major pentatonic. So anyway, okay. So we played the minor pentatonic, A minor pentatonic, 5th fret. Now let's add that blues note. So we're going to use our second finger for this note and our pinky for this note. Okay, you can see the 2 blue notes there, aptly named the blues notes. So I made them blue. Hey Keith, what's going on? Good evening. Where the heck are you? Are you in the Netherlands also? Holland? I never know. I always want to call it Holland, but I know it's technically the Netherlands. It's okay if I call it Holland, right? So much easier to say. I always trip on my tongue when I say Netherlands. 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 Okay, so let's do this scale. First finger on the 5th fret of the 6th string, then pinky, 8, then first finger, 5, 6, 7. Let's go backwards. 7, 6, 5, 8, 1. That right there is a great lick. It's a great little exercise. One of the reasons it's kind of a good exercise is because you got two notes on one string and 3 notes on another string. So it's really good for your alternating picking to practice something like that. Another thing is you don't have to go all the way to the 5th. Just go to the flat 5. Check that out. That's a great sound. Or you can just go. What song is that? It's some disco tune from the 70s. Earth, Wind, and Fire. It's probably an Earth, Wind, and Fire tune. Yeah, Amsterdam. Exactly. Well, we were just in Amsterdam and Holland, and I loved it. I thought it was just great. Didn't go to any coffee shops. Coffee shops are where you get weed in Amsterdam. I think they thought they were fooling the police, but it's like, how, probably took them 7 minutes to figure that one out. So, Easy. Okay, I'll call you Easy, Easy. That's easy. Okay, so let's start again. 5th fret, 6th string, first finger, then pinky on the 7th fret. 8th fret. Then 5, 6, 7, and then next string 5, 7, and then same thing 5 on the next string 5, 7. But then we're going to add the blue note, and now the blue note's in our pinky, which isn't a bad thing. The other thing is we can bend to it like that. Even on acoustic, you can bend a half step. And to be honest, you don't have to get all the way there either. You can play like an oud. You can have 54 notes per octave. Darren, I'm pretty good with geography, although it's not so much anymore, but you know why? Because when I was a kid, I collected stamps. And not only was I pretty good at geography, I knew what everybody called their own country, like España or Deutschland, things like that. It's like, it actually was a great way to learn geography. But the problem is so many of those countries, especially in Africa, have changed their name. So you can't really count on it, but. Yeah, I know. And so far, all I've mentioned about my Amsterdam trip is the red light district and the weed. No, actually, not true. Our hotel was right next to the Anne Frank Museum, and it was so well done, the tour, and it caught me off guard, and I cried at the end. And I wasn't emotional until the very, very end, and it was like, oh, you're kidding. I kind of don't want to tell you why. I mean, obviously why, but it was, if you've ever done it. And then the other one, I cried again. I got teary-eyed at the Van Gogh Museum. That tour was great. It's a great museum. And the Rijksmuseum is also great. We spent a lot of time there. No wooden, I didn't see the wooden. Saw windmills, but we didn't tour a windmill. We probably should have. But we did train around a bit, and that was kind of fun. Had some great food. So, okay, I'm going to take a sip. Okay, I'm touching my face so we can take a sip. See? It's not working. I'm supposed to not touch my face. Okay, so we're up to and then the rest of the scale is just the same, okay? But if we want to do this lick, it's a little more, I feel a little more cumbersome, a little more difficult here. Start on 3rd finger on the 4th fret, 7th fret. 4th string, 7th fret. Then 5th, 7th, 8, and then 5th there. using my second finger. Actually, that's how take 5 starts. Right? Something like that. So, okay, my gardener's here. I forgot about that. Now that I'm at 9 o'clock, we're going to be, he's not that loud, but my gardener's going to be, but hopefully he won't come knocking on my door asking me for something. I forgot. And the pool guy will show up this morning too. Can't wait for it to get cold enough so we can want to jacuzzify. Oh, also, somebody mentioned the capo video yesterday. Yes, thank you, Ramesh. You are very welcome. I've always loved teaching. I didn't think I was going to love teaching clinics because I was so scared about speaking in public. I'd only done one-on-one lessons at that point. And when I got asked to teach clinics, I was kind of like, why? You don't even know if I can talk in front of people. But it turned out pretty well. I got really into it. And by the end of the first year of teaching clinics for Maranatha Music, I was really totally comfortable in front of a large audience. This is a weird kind of thing, but I'm getting used to it now. And I'm kind of highly acutely aware that I have to keep talking, which is different than if I was on a one-on-one lesson. And so people think I talk too much, but it's kind of the condition of the job in some ways. I mean, I could play the whole time, but if I wasn't explaining what I was doing, it would be kind of useless. So, but I do love when light bulbs come on. That's like, what? And I had a lot of people comment that like, oh, that makes sense. I understand this now, the capoing thing. And I didn't, who was it? He's not on today. It was one of our regulars here. He was asking, oh, well, what's the formula? And I was like, it didn't even occur to me to kind of say the formula. But if you're going from E shapes to, you're going from G shapes to E shapes, it's up 3 frets because E to G is a minor third, so that's 3 frets. So you put the capo up 3 frets. And then if you're going to go from E shapes to D shapes, which is the next one up, then you would go 2 up because E to D is a major second, so you would go capo up a major second. Okay. So anyway, that was another little addition to that. But yeah, you're very welcome, Ramesh. You'll find that the community here is pretty good. Where did Ramesh go? Did he take away his comment? Oh, no, he's away. Wow, you guys commented a lot since then. Okay. Okay, so let's practice the scale from all the way up and all the way down, okay? 5th fret, bottom string. 8th fret. 5, 6, 7, 5, 7, 5, 7, 8. There's our blue note. 5, 8, 5, 8. Now, here's the other thing. Okay, we'll go backwards and then I'll talk more. 8, 5, 8, 5, 8, 7, 5, 7, 5, 7, 6, 5, and then 8, 5. Okay? The other thing that makes this the number 1 pentatonic is these notes are within the 4 frets here. These added notes. Now, it's not always going to be the case. I think when we get to pentatonic, we're going to have to go outside our scale. But of course, on pentatonic number 2, the best part of the blues scale is in the top 4 strings, which makes sense because in the pentatonic 2, that's probably what we're going to primarily use of the pentatonic number 2. Pentatonic number 1, we tend to use the full, all 12 notes. Pentatonic number 5, more common than not, we use just the bottom couple notes. So it all depends on the proximity to number 1. It all depends on like the diagonal proximity. We've talked about this before, where You know, if we use the boxes, they kind of show up diagonally across the neck like that. And the same thing's true with the pentatonic. I mean, the blues. All three of those are the same exact shape. They're just an octave apart from each other. That's part of pentatonic number 2. This is part of pentatonic number 3. So, Keith. Okay, so that's, and then here's, let's see, let me go here. So this, you can see the relationship between the red note and the blue note is a tritone. So it's the flat fifth. So when we're playing over the A minor sound, okay? Oh wait, no, we want A minor, sorry. Why does that remind me of Purple Rain? Dearly beloved. Or no, not Purple Rain. Shoot, Let's Go Crazy. Man, I saw that movie in the theaters when it came out. It was ground shaking. What a great. Okay, so here's A minor. And so when I play that, there's the root. Let me go ahead and go to the gainy sound. Give me a little more guitar here. Okay, so I played a lick, and you're going, hey, that was a cool lick. I know, it is a cool lick. I did a video on that. Let me post that video. I'll give you the link to that video. And I'll post another Discord link here in a second, okay? That lick was a lick that Rick Bennick taught me, and another really big influential guitar player on me. Did I mention? I hope I mentioned it before. He passed away 2 years ago now. So sad. I mean, he was a heavy smoker his whole life, and he was famous in Indiana. So I did that. That lick is my favorite Rick Bennick lick. I tab it out in the video. I teach it, so you can learn that. But basically, what it's kind of to me, I would call it kind of a stutter lick. That's one of the things I like about it. Kind of. And I was trying to find an example of it in the songs. I don't know how often that he used it in a song. It was more one of those things he kind of fell back on live. And I taught him to do that. And again, this is a guy that's 10 years older than me. We used to play tennis almost every day. So I may try to tell a Rick Bennick lick or Rick Bennick story if you remind me. I don't know. Is Diane in the house? She's usually pretty silent. So, but the lick is basically I'm on the 5th fret, hammering on the 8th fret, and pulling off. And then normally you would go something like that. He goes to the blues note, and then instead of going back to here, he goes to. So it's a 6-note lick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's like a triplet lick usually. Just something about it. It's got that hesitation. Once you get it down, you got it down. But it's kind of hard at first because it's got that. You're picking across 2 strings like this. You can finger it like that with 2 fingers, or you can layer. I would use my pinky. I'd use my third button. I'd probably do this. Anyway, that's totally within the pentatonic, the blues scale that we're learning right now. Okay. So again, you can see the spot. The red notes are A's. Those are your roots if we're playing in A minor. Assuming I'm in tune. Okay. And we have two blues notes. So we go 1, 3, 4, flat 5, 5. You can practice that. So do the, the 1, 3, 5, or 4, flat 5, 5 backwards, and then end up on an octave up root. I also like going hit the high A there, this A in the middle, and then hit the flat 5. That's a kind of a cool sound. The lawnmower is in A. The other, you go to the 7th. Do that. I love that. That 5th fret on the 4th string is the 7th. Oh yeah, I can change that. Yeah, you see, that's the thing. It didn't let me. It didn't let me. It just went right to streaming. I'm like, wow, I just hit the stream button, but I didn't. This window, the edit stream didn't come up. So I'm gonna have to chop off the beginning of this. It's a pain too because I got to go in there, and I got to wait. And you know what I need to do? I'm going to do this while you guys. I'm going to go to let's see, my channel dashboard, videos, go to live, go to yesterday. Oh wait a minute, did I already do it? 103. Let me check and see. I mean, I still don't. I posted it on Discord, and I'll post another link here in a second. How it does the? Oh, I think I managed. Okay, already edited the pre-roll. I mean the ad breaks. I mean, it's just crazy. It put an ad break in every 5 minutes on a 2-hour video. I'm like, you guys are gonna kill me, and I can't believe I didn't get any thumbs down while it was like that. It's like, are you kidding me? I would so thumbs that down. I'd be like, Strahle, what are you doing, man? You're trying to make all this money off of us? Are you trying to get rich off us? I'm just trying to make $1 a day. That's all I'm trying to do here. It's about what I make from these videos. You realize that, right? Actually, let's see. On 1,000 views, 1,000 views, it's not a penny. It's like a third of a penny per view. So maybe $3 on 1,000 views. So you can run the numbers. Just so you know. All right. See that what I did there? If I had a blues, I should do a blues and A thing. That would be kind of more, it would make it more fun than playing over these pads, to be honest. But let me pull up the A7 pad. Here's the A7 pad. So that's A7. There's a C sharp in there. All right. I should try to create some kind of, is that 120? I could put a drum beat on this. I don't know if that would make it any more interesting, but let's see. If I add a drummer in Logic, and you add a drummer style, I'll add rock, genre. I'll do it like a, I gotta do halftime though. And I think I'm gonna do like a swing. Let's see, blues. Is there a blues drummer? Pop rock, retro rock. Logan. Let's see, let's go. Let's go halftime. Swing it at 60%. Let's see what this sounds like. Anyway, that's funny. I don't hear the lawnmower. I don't know that I need that just to show you what I'm doing. Okay, so so you can see that, like I said, the relationship between the A minor pentatonic and that blue note is that it's a flat 5, and that creates a bluesy sound. Hey, wits end. Yeah, it's the guitar is getting low. Yeah, it's probably. I can see it. I'm getting into the red. Especially if I hit a C note. In this room, C notes really resonate. So it does tend to get a little bit, and I can turn it down, and that usually helps. Okay, so I have another diagram here. This one here. So this is the A's, or the yellow notes are C's in this diagram. Okay. So again, the notes we have in the pentatonic. So here, I'm going to add a text that says basically the notes we have, which are in the major C major pentatonic is C, E, G, A, and then but the blues we add the E flat. Okay, and all right. So do me a favor. Let me see. Let me see if the gardener's still out there. Practice this for a second. Practice this scale. And take a sip. I'm leaving the room. Hold up. Oh, hey. Is the gardener gone? Oh, he's still like, oh, good. You got that. Oh, good. Oh, great. Okay, great. Awesome. All right, thanks. I may have to leave again, but yeah, he did. I guess Beth talked to him. So, sorry about that. I may have to leave again because my pool guy saw me, so now he'll probably want to talk every time. So you can see though here when the relationship between the root of the A minor pentatonic and the blues note was a root flat 5 relationship. Here, it's a root flat 3rd relationship. So if we count up from the C note, C, D, E, 1, 2, 3, it's the E's the 3rd. We still have an E flat. It's the same note we had before, but its relationship to the root of the scale is different. So it has a different sound, but it's actually really. It's kind of like doing a hybrid of C minor pentatonic at the 8th fret and C major pentatonic, which would be pentatonic number 2, which we're going to do on Wednesday. Oh, okay, yeah. So we'll do that scale on Wednesday. We're going to do what we're doing to this scale here. Boy, it's hard to point. I could never be a weatherman. Weather person. What we're doing to that scale there, we're going to do to pentatonic 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, in the next 5 lessons, I think. And then what I'll do is also, I'm going to post a link to the Discord. So it seems weird to me that you do bends with your thumb behind the neck. As it's, and you do have a classical guitars. I do thumbs behind. Let's see. I do bends with my thumb behind the neck. Oh, instead of up here? Yeah. I mean, no. Well, Andy does it because he's got small hands, and so you need as much reach. I mean, think about Every Breath You Take. Very, very hard song. I'm not sure exactly how he plays it, but especially the F minor. But yes, I study classical guitar, but also in jazz, the proper technique is to have your thumb behind the neck. So sometimes, all my subscribers will totally catch me keeping my thumb, having technically bad technique by having your thumb up here, especially on chords and things like that. But if I don't need my thumb, if I don't need the dexterity and the range of finger movement, then I would probably have my thumb up here anyway. So it just depends. But yeah, I definitely put my So anyway, yeah, the thumb, and again with jazz scales and three-verse and things like that, it's just a lot easier to play those. So if I'm already doing those, my thumb's already behind the neck. So so bending with my thumb behind the neck is pretty normal for me. Okay, I'm going to give you another link to the Discord. If you want to join the community on Discord, this link will not expire. And hopefully, and I should do this every few minutes or every 30 minutes or so on Discord. I mean, on the live stream, so that anyone who's joining can click on that link. I don't know. I mean, it says permanent. It says link will never expire. Be cool to each other. No trolling. It's all a helpful community. If you have questions about guitar, stuff like that. Yeah. Oh, it's funny because I got that. All right. Yeah, and so what happens is, and it may be a thing I can, if I hear in the edit, it might be something I can do. Public, yes, music. I don't see anything in here where I can change the monetization settings. Unfortunately, I would like, because here's what's what's happening is sorry, I'm going to go back there. I get my windows in order. What's happening is, as soon as the video is up, this video is done. As soon as I hit end stream and it posts or whatever, YouTube automatically puts an ad in every 5 minutes or faster. So I have to go and take those out. And so what I do is I take those out. I do put ads every 30 minutes. I figure that's only fair. If it generates a little bit more revenue for me for the amount of time I'm spending on this, then that's good. I mean, to be honest, I went back and when we did this together, we went back and looked at how many views my older videos have been getting, the older live streams, and very, very few of them are over 1,000 views. And like I said, I make about $3 for 1,000 views. So, yeah, so it's not like I'm making bank on these videos. Now, the hope and prayer is that it drives people to see my other videos and generates more spins there, because those get lots of spins. If you run the numbers, if it's 1,000 spins generates $3, then 10,000 spins generates $30, and 100,000 spins would generate $300, and that would be decent. If I did a video I spent 3 or 4 hours making it, and I made $300. I feel like that's a fairly good return on my time. And then if it gets up to 1 million, then even better. Then you're looking at $3,000. So if someone has a video that has 100 million views, then you know they made about $300,000. Actually, at that point, they're probably making more. So anyway, I don't know if YouTube wants me giving away the secrets like that, but that's the inside scoop. I actually want to do a video on YouTubing for my business of making music, and that will be one of my next ones. Actually, I'm probably going to, this won't be on business of making music. My next video I'm probably going to shoot, and I did one with Alex called Capo Anomalies, which is probably a bad name. I could just call it Weird Capos, but I called it Capo Anomalies. Most people won't know what anomalies are. So anyway, that's what it's going to be called. And then the next video I think I'm going to do maybe on my signal path, because I have a thing I want to say about that. So I've been asked a lot about my signal path. Thank you, Gary. That it was a fun video. You can tell we had a good time shooting it. And Alex and I, you can tell he was raised in my household. He totally plays like me. He strums like me. He knows exactly what I'm going to do. I can't surprise that kid ever. You know. We need to do another jam. We haven't done one of those in a while, so we may have to. We may have to do that on a Sunday. I have him over, and then actually, because he's playing with me at church the next few weekends, so I may have him over Sunday. We do a live stream on Sunday, because I know how much you guys like that. Those actually, of the live stream videos, those tend to get the most views, which kind of makes sense. So if you haven't checked out the Capo Harmony video, we premiered it yesterday. That was kind of fun. I got to chit-chat with you at the same time. And this video's, it's only got not even 600 views yet. It's kind of discouraging. It's been out for what now? About 24 hours. I guess that's not that much. Let's see. It's your link. Okay. So here is the link to that video if you don't want to go fishing for it. And basically it's me and Alex using capos to harmonize with each other, which is kind of a fun trick. I do it a lot in the studio, and I've done it live with other guitar players as well. Generally, if Alex and I are playing acoustic together, and sometimes we do at church, we'll do an acoustic weekend. If we're both playing acoustic guitar, generally we will capo in different positions, just to kind of contrast with each other. So when I was teaching clinics, I used to do this thing where I would have two guitar players play a very basic chord progression. You know, everybody brought their guitars, which was a bad thing because they were never. You know, you could have 200 guitar players in a room, but anyway, they all wanted to bring their guitars. So most of them were maybe electric, and so I touched my face, so we got to take a sip, Gary. Yeah, totally, Gary, 100%. I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, well. It must, as my mom would say, it must not have been important. Okay, so back to the pentatonic. So you can see the relationship here is the flat 3. Right? That's Scott Joplin, The Entertainer. So it's kind of like that's an interesting little lick right there because I'm playing 6th. So I'm playing 2nd fret and 1st fret on the 4th string and the 2nd string. So 2 and 1. And then I go to 3 and 3 on the same 2 strings. And just move it up a fret to 4 and 4. But what's interesting about that is the same notes, C, D, E, flat, E. But on the bottom it's E, F, G flat or F sharp. G, that's the flat 5. over the major. So if I want to do the flat 5 in C, it would be there. It's kind of out of position. That's oh, it's here. Oh. Yeah, I'm all turned around now. Okay, so we're in C. Let me play the C set. I have C in here. There's C. Let me add let me duplicate this and add a seventh to this. So it's a C7, and C7 has a B flat. So it's going to be a little bit more interesting to play over with this blues scale, but with a oh, I gotta click on it. Okay, it's kind of annoying, but it's kind of annoying. But what my point is that the blues scale sounds better in blues context, which kind of is an obvious statement. So what this is now a blues scale. It's not a pentatonic scale anymore, because if you count the number of notes there, C, D, E flat, E, G, and A, you got 6 notes. So we can't call it a penta. We can call it a septatonic and a septic tank scale. So now technically it's a blues scale. And it's pretty bluesy when you put the pinky on the root of the key. If you're in the key of C and you put your pinky on the root, you play this, it definitely got a bluesy sound to it. If you put the first finger on the root and play the scale, it definitely sounds bluesy. So if I were to take this same scale and move it up 3 frets so that my first finger, instead of being on A, is on C. Now I'm playing C blues, okay? I don't have a name for this one. What if there's a name for that? I would technically call that a blues scale, but I don't know that I would call it C blues, because if I told you to play C blues, I would expect you to play this, which is the same as, okay? So listen to the C, that first, hey, John, how's it going? Well, and you know, John, as I say, oftentimes there won't be a quiz on this, so don't worry about it. I always say that because my thinking is exactly what you're thinking, and that is the more you hear it, the more you understand it. But here, I'm going to show you guys, I'm going to play that C7 again. I wonder what it would sound like if I did like a B3 organ sound. That might sound a little less cheesy. I don't know, it may sound worse. Which organ, though? Not a hard rock organ. Soul organ. Okay, let me see what that's. Same exact MIDI though. Yeah, I'm not sure if you can hear. I probably should put a bass in. You know, I gotta create more of a track-like thing rather than the pads. The pads I was doing more for the pentatonics, but for the blues, it seems like it wants to be more more of a progression. Well, I'm definitely enthusiastic. Okay, so let's just review real quick. I've got this one here, which is just the pentatonic number 1 without any root designations, with the blues notes added. So let's play this together again. First finger on the 5th fret of the 5th bottom string. John, you might be able to do this. Whitson, good to see you. Yeah, I don't disagree with that, Whitson. You can't practice the blues necessarily, but you can at least get the scales under your fingers, so you have the vocabulary to play the blues. It's like practicing. No one practices words. You know, I don't sit here and go guitar, fretboard, neck, you know, amplifier. I don't practice saying words, but you need words to say sentences, and it's the same thing with scales. You kind of need some scales to find to at least learn the boundaries of your key that you're playing in, because not every note's going to work. And blues in particular, there's a lot of notes that are just going to sound downright wrong. Okay, so let's try this scale. I'm loud, I know, but let's try it and see if it works. First finger on the 5th fret. John, you can try this. Go to the 5th fret and then on the bottom string, and then put your pinky on the 8th fret. There's C. First finger on the 5th fret of the 5th string. And that's our D. Then we want E flat. See, hold on a second. Let me grab this and pull it down here. I'm making this bottom scale right here. The bottom notes, letters. And then we want an E, which is at the 7th fret. Then G on the 5th fret of the 4th string. 7th fret of the 4th string is A, so we're full octave now. 5th fret of the 3rd string is C. Again, there's no quiz on this, so take a sip. If I say that, you get to take a sip. It's a drinking game. No quiz on this, but every time you hear it, you understand it maybe 1% more. C, and now we want a D, which is 2 frets up at the 7th fret. And then our E flat is right here with the pinky. 8th fret. And then 5th fret, and then pinky, and then 5th fret, and then pinky again. So 8, 5, and I'm talking about fret numbers here, not finger numbers. I hope not. If you don't have 8 fingers on one hand. If you do, send a picture. Oh, I have to post that picture. Somebody added a finger to my hand. It's pretty funny. I'll have to post that picture in Discord. You guys will get a kick out of it. And then 8, 5, then 8, 7, 5, then 7, 5, and then 7, 6, 5, and then pinky 8, 5. I can do this right now. I'll upload all 3 of these diagrams to Discord, and you can print them up. You can copy them, and let's see. Discord, it's going to be in Tom's bookmarks. Okay. I'm going to add the 3 diagrams I'm using today, right now. Okay. So you can copy those and put them in a Word doc or something. Excuse me. and make your own practice sheet of all the scales. They all should be up there. Usually if I do something like this, did I scan this and put it up? Yes. I don't know. Did I scan the E minor one? Let me check. I don't remember that. I don't remember doing that, but maybe I did. Yeah, I did. Oh, shoot, it's downloading. I didn't want it to download. I wanted to view it. Yep. Okay, I did it. Good. All right. So it's kind of, I think it was Dennis's idea to create the Discord to have a place where I can put stuff that we've been talking about, and it makes it real handy for you guys to kind of create your own little textbook. One of you is gonna publish Tom's guitar lessons book, make a lot of money. So, and now that's kind of in the way down there. I don't know where to put these. It's probably the least place in the way is right there, is what I'm thinking. And the thing is, I'm kind of having to fight my natural tendency to move around the neck. I'm trying to stay within this scale. And so it's very natural as you learn the pentatonic shapes to start to move around, whether you start seeing boxes. Right? Like George Harrison. I'm confusing the two solos. Imagine if he played the solo with that much gain. It would just sound so wrong with that much gain. Okay, now I'll move this. Sorry. You can't see my lovely face. Okay, so what that is that's A minor pentatonic right there, and then A minor blues, or A blues. Okay, it's got the E flat. You could call it A minor blues, A minor with a blues note, A minor pentatonic with a blues note. Not technically A minor. A minor is a 7-note scale. You could play A minor scale with a blues note in there. That would be an 8-note scale. It would sound like this. Totally usable. More often than not, what I would do is I would just be playing an A minor, and then I might throw in the blues note. I wouldn't really think of it as its own scale. So it's not like you have to memorize 7,000 different scales. You just memorize one scale and you start adding notes to it, to taste. Kind of like what Whitson, said earlier about, you can't practice the blues, you just got to play it. But yeah, exactly, Whitson. I knew what you meant. Yeah, I don't want to misrepresent what you said. Let's see. What is it, John? Practice. Yeah, and John, I think there's, this is the 104th lesson I've done since the COVID lockdown started. I was doing it daily for 62 days, so I actually did 62 days in a row. To be honest, I should be in the Guinness Book of World Records. I don't. Yeah, Pacific Daylight Time. I don't know. I think I could. Let me edit that. I like that better. I don't know if that's the name of our time zone is the Pacific Daylight Time, Savings Time, or Daylight Standard Time. I don't know. But Pacific is universal. So unless every time zone in the Pacific, which is probably 12 of them. They all call themselves Pacific time. Then I'm just like totally screwed. Oh no, you come an hour late. Oh, sorry, Gary. Dang it. Yeah, my main goal, Catherine, is to entertain. Let me entertain. Gary, you missed the blues on the oud. Leo, okay, I'm changing guitars so you can take a sip. That's a sippable offense. Actually, oud is perfectly set up for blues because the bottom three strings are D, G, A. This is the Egyptian tuning, so you got the 1, 4, 5 here, and that's kind of why the oud is tuned this way. Is so because they would hit a note. And that's actually a correct note. They have, keep in mind, in Middle Eastern music, they have notation for 54 notes per octave. We have notation for 12. 12, that's it. A sharp, B, or C sharp, and so on and so forth. But in oud music, or in Arabic music, so if I played a pure minor scale, it would sound something like that. But they would do that one, but they might also do one where they take that second and go flat. And they might go. So it's crazy, but okay, so blues and oud. There's the 5/4 chord. And then go to the A chord. So anyway, that is oud blues. That's blues. I'm playing the blues. All right, so I'm entertaining you. That's what. Okay, one box the other. Oh, John, you were asking. There's a Squire. The Squire, something like. Oops. Oh, your English is not very good. I understand. John, where was it? Oh. Does Squire make an oud? I wish. Oh, are you still waiting for the picks in the web store? Yeah, what do I put on the picks, though? I don't know if that's an option. I'll have to see if that's an option with Teespring. If not, I'll ask them to see if they can do that. Should it say there'll be a quiz on it? Or should it be like one of my daughter's drawings? Where are those? Hopefully I still have. I know I have them. You know what? I got to make sure these don't get lost. See, my daughter did these. Could put that on a pick. I'd show you Alex's pick, but it's a little naughty. You're going to have to ask him about that yourself. Let's see. Here's the other one. Yeah. I like that. And I thought about using that and then putting, there won't be a quiz on this underneath that for a t-shirt. That would be kind of cool, right? Too much light, sorry. Don't fret. There won't be a quiz on this. But it's a cute, my daughter's got a great sense of style and whimsy. And I look like I got, on this one though, it looks like I've got I'm going swimming and I got a nose plugs on. So, yeah. If you learn the 5 pentatonic shapes, you will definitely start, and they're all connected. So, like, if this is the A minor, here's all 5 of them together, the pentatonics. Oh, sorry, Discord is going crazy. What is going on? Okay, I'm gonna shut Discord because it's driving me crazy. But yes, if you learn all 5 of the pentatonic shapes and how they connect to each other, and that's also There's a caged method relationship there too as well. So you might want to go to our first, the first 12 lessons I talked about the caged method. And it's the method by which you kind of, the whole fretboard kind of gets unlocked before your very eyes using 5 chords you already know. The 5 chords all beginners learn. You know, the first month or so you'll learn C, an A chord, a G chord, an E chord, and a D chord, and it spells caged. Well, then it's a matter of finding those shapes up and down the neck in every corresponding key, and all of a sudden you'll start to see all these licks. Every shape has its own kind of battery of licks and riffs that really feel good over that shape and work really well over that shape. Hey, easy. Oh, my pleasure, man. Yeah, so the way and it's weird, Bruce, I didn't see the question. It must be way up there. Oh. Yeah, so, oh, John, oh, I'm looking at the wrong John. Dang it, that was why. Man, how long ago was that question? Oh, John, how do you know which box form to go in succession? Okay, so the box thing is kind of one of just discovery. And so if you notice here, okay, on pentatonic number 5, you've got this 1-3-1-3 pattern. Well, that's a G, A, and a C, and a D. Well, those same 4 notes are right here, G, A, C, D, the same shape. And then they're also up here. And like I said, in this particular key, actually, in those particular shapes, George Harrison. I mean, you could just play the shapes. I mean, the box. But you want some kind of transition. So you're going to use that note. And then here's the... So the box occur and repeat themselves on the bottom 2 strings, the middle 2 strings, and the top 2 strings. Okay, the way that and when you're going from the bottom 2 strings to the top 2 strings, it's a 2-fret move. Okay, when you're going from the middle 2 strings to the top 2 strings, it's a 3-fret move. So whatever shape works here will also work, but you have to go up 3 frets because of the way the guitar is tuned. Right. It's not tuned in perfect fourths. It's tuned in fourths with 1 major third. So it jacks everything up. So the same can't be said for any shape. Like that shape right there, C, D, is also here, but it's fingered differently. See here I'm using 2nd finger, 4th finger, 1st finger, pinky. Here I have to use 1st finger, 2nd, or 3rd finger. So it's a different shape. So the boxes don't reveal themselves on those pairs of strings. But on the bottom 2, middle 2, and top 2, they're every one of these. So if you look at the bottom, like here, if you look if you look at the bottom 2 strings of P1, it also repeats in the middle of P2 and at the top of P3. It goes in that order. So if you look at the bottom 2 strings of P2, it repeats 1 pentatonic up. See there in P3, it's the same shape, and then up here again. You can see, you can kind of follow that circled note there. That's a C. Boom, 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 boom. And then, so the boxes start to reveal themselves as you learn the pentatonics. And I don't know that playing boxes is a great thing to do in a solo, but knowing that they're there makes it really easy to kind of move around the fretboard. It's another way of visualizing the fretboard, and it's a diagonal thing. It gets you going up the fretboard diagonally instead of vertically like this. Also, I think, and we talked about this, in fact, if you go back a couple videos, the way we created this was by doing 1 string at a time. And that's also a great way to learn your pentatonic. So A minor pentatonic could also be played like this. Open A, 3rd fret, 5th fret. A pentatonic, A minor, or A blues could be. And that's real valuable to know that the notes all up and down the fretboard, which is why I say The most important thing to learn on electric guitar is to learn all the notes on your neck. And the great thing about that is you pretty much only have to do it once. Once you know it, as long as you're playing. But that'll allow you to... But you will use one string sometimes to get you to a new place that you want to play. So if I'm playing here, and I want to be here, I could do it several ways. I could go, you know, I could go up the box shapes. I'm almost there with the box shapes. Or I could go up a string. Right? You could go, you know. Might do something like. All of that is based on my understanding of the neck and knowing the pentatonics. So it's a combination of things. And again, it feels like right now to you that there's a lot of thinking involved, but eventually it gets beyond that. It's like talking. I mean, I can talk for hours, as you know, without thinking once. So playing can get like that too. At first you got to go, okay, I got to use an A minor pentatonic and I'm going to transition to C minor pentatonic. You know, you got to think. But eventually, the more familiar everything, the more familiar you are with the information, the less you even need to think about the information, if that makes sense. So, oh, Alex, hey. Alex, I'm doing the same. Let's see, wait, what? Noodle away. Yeah, yeah. So, I love you, buddy. Thanks for doing that video. That was awesome. Everybody loves seeing us together doing that, you know? It's like, because everybody here, they hate their dads. So, or they have a horrible relationship with their sons. So, no, I'm just kidding. That's not true. But it is fun to do those videos because, in fact, I was just saying, Alex, that maybe Sunday we should do a live jam because everybody likes those. So maybe Sunday after church we can do some jam. Maybe we could set up in the other room and do electric. That might be kind of fun. We don't normally do that. We normally do acoustic. So, but we're gonna if we do that, then we're gonna have to get pedals out and we're gonna have to sit. It's like the last thing we want to do after working all weekend. But you know, we'll see. All right. So if I say, hey, Gary, if I say I love you to my son, that's a sippable offense. That's a celebratory sip. Like there shall not be a quiz on this. But yeah, the boxes. So, and I saw, hopefully, was it Gary? I forget who asked that question with the stop sign. Yeah, Gary. About the boxes. Did that make sense? Okay, so in other words, here, the bottom two strings of pentatonic number 5 are the same as an octave below, or if you go up an octave, you get the middle 2 strings of pentatonic number 1. And then if you go up the next octave, you get the top 2 strings of pentatonic number 2. So it's pentatonic 5, 1, and 2. They're right next to each other. Again, those are my numbers. So if you go to your guitar teacher and they say, oh, pentatonic number 2, you mean? And he'll be like, what do you mean pentatonic number 2? That doesn't... All of that is the order that they occur. That's why I give them those numbers. So, no, I'm combining the 2 cells. So that's such a boxy solo. Okay, now the next shape up, if we go up to pentatonic number 1, the bottom 2 strings on pentatonic number 1 is that shape. And that shape exactly repeats itself. 2 frets up on the next 2 strings. Yeah, it's all, you know, I totally understand what's in. So the shape that I'm doing there at the 5th fret repeats itself at the 7th fret, and then I have to go up 3 frets to the next one. Okay. And then if we do the next bottom 2 notes on bottom of pentatonic number 2, it's that C, D, E, G. That repeats 2 frets up, 2 strings up, and you go up 3 frets and 2 strings. And then if we were to keep going, pentatonic number 3, our least favorite, the bottom 2 notes though are just a simple box, 1, 3, 1, 3. And if I go up 2 frets, there it is. And if I go up 3 frets, top 2 strings, the root is here. So that actually, actually that shape could come in handy because the root's nice in that meaty 3rd finger. So this chart is the A minor pentatonics, and it is up at the Discord. Let me put the Discord link up again. I had to shut it down. Oh, here come the Tom command sips. Gary, thank you, Gary. We have a drinking game here. It keeps us busy. Let's see. I gotta go. Sorry, Discord was making noise. It was blipping, so I'm assuming people were having a conversation, and I was getting notifications, something like that. So I'm going to create a link, and it's going to be a permanent link. Please don't be a troll. But here's that link right there. Well, top 4 scales to learn. That's which is asking me what are the top 4 scales to learn. You probably already know them if you're a scale guy. I would say the pentatonic scales, blues scales, which is the pentatonic scale plus 1 note, which is what we're learning right now. In fact, here's the one we did today. Tomorrow we're going to do pentatonic 2, and pentatonic 2 won't be as easy as this. So that's again where we're talking about why this is the #1 scale. But all the pentatonics, the blues scales, diatonic major, diatonic major scales and diatonic minor scales, I think right there's your top 4 scales. But those are big lists because there are 12 diatonic major scales, there are 12, and there's different ways to play them up and down the neck. So, sorry, yeah, Bruce, I missed that. Where is that question? From Vito. Dang it. Oh, there it is. What about the DA box and the direct computer with virtual amps? Yeah, that's what I use for most. Justin Bieber, that last Justin Bieber record, ETA was just a virtual amp. It was my $99 Squire into a. Oh, we're buffering. Dang it. All right. Shoot. Hold on. What's going on? Keep in mind, my wife is also doing a Zoom with 39 kids right now. So hopefully the buffering's not too bad. But I just noticed it went down to the red there. So I use, here, I'll generate a link. But for almost all session work I do now, whether it's TVs, shows, movies, video games, or even records, I am going direct electric guitar wise to put a link to what I use. Let's see, Apogee. Oops, Apogee. Do it. I never need more than 2 channels at a time. Ooh, did they change the look of the? No, that's the Apollo. Oh, maybe they don't sell the Apogee Duet on. Well, that's weird. I see all these others, but I see something like Audience for $200. The Focusrite, a lot of people swear by that one. Weird, I don't see the Apogee Duet here. I see the Quartet. Quartet is 4 channels, but I also don't see a price. Oh, yeah, $1,700. Yeah, that's expensive for 4 channels. I don't need 4 channels. I'm sure there's other features, but yeah, the Universal Audio Apollo Twin is $900. I wonder if that would be an upgrade for me. I don't know, but it's weird. Okay, so let's see if it's at Sweetwater. I can give you a Sweetwater link. I don't make any money from it, but I'll show you. This is the one I use if I can find it. Oops, Duet. A Duet, technically Duet 2, I guess, is what I have. I mean, I have upgraded. I thought oh, interesting. So I guess they're not making the Duet anymore, which is weird. This is the replacement breakout cable, but copy. Maybe it did an autofill thing. No. Yeah, they do not sell the Duet anymore, which is weird. Maybe see if I'm going to go to Apogee website, which is fine. I mean, if I have to upgrade, I can change. Because I don't need 4 channels. It's just I would never use it. Store. Or maybe they're only selling it. Let's see, it shows it here. Most popular portable. It says most popular portable. So weird. Find a dealer. Huh. Well, I'm just going to give you the Apogee link, but this is the one I use. So they still sell them. I don't know why they're not on eBay or Sweetwater. And I can't believe 39 people are watching me Google. The iRig. I've never used the iRig. I use, primarily I use Guitar Rig, which is Native Instruments. Yeah, IK Multimedia. That's, oh dang, I'm buffering again. Come on, stop it. IK Media is the one that makes the other one I use. They may have a cheaper one, but it's what's it called? Yeah, it's IK Media Amplitude. I don't know about the iRig, but it may be. They have a free Amplitude, I think. Yes. The Copooter, Gary. If I'm staring, definitely it's sippable if I'm staring at the Copooter. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, John. As long as you're watching someone else's life, we're happy. Yeah, exactly. For me, it's just a mirror, so I'm just staring at my own life. I'm just watching me live my life, which is kind of sad. And just so you know, I mean, the on this Pentatonic number 1 with that blues note, the blues note goes with the box. So up 2 frets and 2 strings, same exact shape. The fingers do the exact same thing. Up 3 frets and 2 strings. Love that. I love the blues note. It's great. Yeah, exactly. I totally started this for myself to keep myself sane. That the loss of community is good. We're not going to realize the effects of that for another year. You're gonna see what's happening. Hopefully, people are able to re-engage with people. I mean, I find it just fascinating, just even walking down a sidewalk and how people, will go into the street so they socially distance, and that's a courtesy. But I'm curious how long that's going to continue. Um, you used to you used to do that if you didn't like the looks of someone. There was a homeless guy kind of screaming and yelling and flailing his arms around. You're going to go to the other side of the street, you know. Now we're doing that just because there's a person there, you know. So, oh, I am wearing pants, yes. Yeah. We don't have Pepper here to yeah, pants are confirmed. The reference to that is that I say that I could do these whole lessons without pants if I put my camera up higher, but that's not going to happen. Okay, so BSU, I don't know, what is BSU? Bull State Bull Blank University. Am I just feeding a bunch of bull? I went to Butler University, which would just be BU, which sounds like an insult. Oh, no, Diana. That's true. Well, I don't have to tell a story. No, if Diana's not here, I don't have to tell a story. Somebody has to call Diana. I mean, Diane. Oh, I never wear a belt. I mean, the only time I wear a belt is about the 7th day I've worn the jeans and they start to get too loose. I have to put a belt on. Oh, Ball State. I did not go to Ball State. I have a lot of friends that went to Ball State. I had a girlfriend that went to Ball State. But, yeah, in fact, I know the Ball family that donated the land for that. Or, donated the school. Chip Ball was my best man at my wedding. The grandson of the Ball family. In fact, I need to call him and see how he's doing. It's been a long time since I've talked to Chip. But, yeah, it's... I guess I can tell a story. I did tell a Chip story one time. But we're buffering. I'm getting down. It's like, are you guys seeing some buffering? It's weird. It's going red even though it's like 2,000 kilobytes, 1,500 kilobytes. I don't understand. But like I said, Beth is in the other room teaching 39 kids right now. So on Zoom. So, thank you, Whitson. I guess I'm a good teacher. I spend a lot of my time just chit-chatting. But that would happen in lessons. I mean, if you're a teacher, you know that happens. It's like, it's kind of frustrating when you got a 30-minute lesson and you spend 20 minutes of it talking. But it's because the student wants to talk. It's like, you're like, so... Yeah, oftentimes you're a psychologist. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I was solving other problems than guitar problems when in a guitar lesson. You guys are getting a little buffering. Okay, well, we'll... but if I go to... the video may buffer, but the audio is usually good. So if I go to telling a story... so Diane's not here. So... I'm under no legal obligation to actually tell a story, but I'm going to anyway. And so, it's funny. I just got asked to do a live video. I'll have to relearn the song. And I may have to wear a mask when I do it. That's funny. Because this artist just released a song. I'll put a link here. It actually turned out really good. I'm very pleased with how it turned out. But you know, it's one of those things where when you're when you're collaborating, when I write songs with producers and pop artists, I don't... Oh, I'm going to touch my face, so everybody take a sip. I don't... I'm the starter, okay? I start the song, and I send it on. So I come up with a hook, you know, kind of the guitar hook. Yeah, see, it's weird that it... All right, so, all right, I'm going to check this out later. Know that I didn't write the lyrics. did not write the lyrics to this. But that's me on guitar. Recorded it here in my studio. And so Benny Main is the artist. He's kind of like a Post Malone. I think we've written several songs together now, but this one just got released last month, and I think it's on Capitol Records. And I'm gonna have to relearn it because he wants me to do it in a video. But the thing is, it's like just laden with cuss words. I mean, there's more F words in it than any other word added up. So. So I'm like, okay, am I gonna really go on the screen with this public record? Oh, sip. Did I do something sippable? Don't let the sip slip. Yeah, the song is called "I Ain't Blank." I ain't, you know what? And I didn't write. Like I said, I didn't write. In fact, it was the guy that wrote the top line is Sam Hook, who we wrote "Home to Mama" together. Sam and I wrote "Home to Mama" together, which is a really interesting, simple hook. That song could have been a smash if they produced it and finished the second verse. But anyway, I don't know if Alex is still here. Oh, Alex is still here. Okay. so Alex Benny wants me to do a live video with, or not a live video, wants to film a video of him playing it. That's pretty funny. I'm like, oh, God. He'll be singing about hoes. Anyway. Playing this scale and that lick, the Rick Bennett lick, that was my favorite lick of his that he always did, and I love that guy. It was when, being 18 years old, I met him through a mutual friend, and we just became fast friends. He played tennis, so and the thing is, where I lived in Indianapolis, my next door neighbor had a tennis court, and they were totally cool with me playing over there and using it anytime I wanted. And in the winter, or if it was too cold or rainy, he lived in an apartment complex on the north side of Indianapolis that had an indoor court, an indoor tennis court. And so we would play every week. I have us playing almost every morning. Now, we wouldn't start till like 11 o'clock or so. We'd probably play till 1 o'clock, like 2 hours of tennis. Keep in mind, I was like 18, 19 years old, 20. I moved to California when I was 21. It was funny because when it was really cold, I mean, and the thing is the tennis court, normally we would not be able to get in there, the indoor court. It would be so booked. But because Rick Bennett was a rock star in Indianapolis, the manager of the apartment complex let us in an hour at 11 o'clock so that we could be there before noon and play. The only downside was if it was 0 outside, it was probably 5 in there, 5 degrees inside. So we'd be wearing our tennis stuff, and we turn on the heaters, and the heaters were in the back, were against the walls. And so if you went to the net, it would be literally 15 degrees at the net. So got really, really good at not hitting balls in the net. I mean, it was one of those things where it was much better. If you're going to lose a point, hit the ball long. Don't hit the ball in the net because you're going to have to go up there. And our net game sucked because we never went up to the net. If I'd rather not talk about that. Yeah, I'd rather not talk about that side of the game at this point. Yeah. But it was, and I got writers too, so obviously I'm making money on the back end. But I made money on the front end and the back end. So we would be playing tennis, and so I would go over to his house every day at 11 o'clock or to his apartment. And we would play in the summer too sometimes, or I would just go over. He had pools over there, so I would go over to swim. Yeah, but Vito, the record sales and their streaming makes more money than YouTube videos. So yeah, there's not a whole lot of views on that YouTube video, but yeah, I'm not sure what generally, it makes about $7,000 for a million spins on Spotify. And then you add, there's 200 different streaming services in the world. So when you add all those together, it can generate, if it's a hit, it generates a lot of money. And that's what they're trying to do, is write hits. But so, and I'm gonna do the live or the video with him, because if it'll help promote the song, then we all win. So I guess so. But I would go over to Rick, and again, he was a rock star, and oftentimes I would show up, and there would be a different girl leaving every day. Like I'd get over there, and a girl would be just leaving, and I'd be like, oh gosh. And he'd get up, and there'd be beer bottles and cigarette butts and joints, roaches and things like that, roach clips, and stuff. And then he would get up, and we would have we were very competitive with tennis. I swear we were probably, if we were to keep track, it was probably 50-50, maybe even a little bit more on his side. It's all this scale right here, this scale right here. But I would go over there, and Rick and I would play tennis. It just was fun because he was a rock star. He was a really good guitar player, and he became a very good friend. And he, the thing was, as a Christian, especially, I was a young Christian at the time, I was really trying to witness to him, but I also wasn't trying to be too like irritating. I wasn't trying to be like, dude, you need Jesus, you need to get saved, blah, 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 all that stuff. I was just trying to be a good witness. And the thing was, when I was around, and he would take me to shows, and I would get on the tour bus sometimes and things like that, he would do less drinking and smoking and coke and things like that. He would do less when I was around. And he didn't even realize that, and I wasn't judging anyone, but I just wasn't doing anything. So I'd be on a bus with everybody smoking weed, and I'm the only one sitting there not smoking weed. Of course, I'm probably getting high anyway. And this mutual friend of ours, she would often, we'd be on a tour bus driving around Indiana or Illinois or somewhere. It was like right out of the movie Almost Famous. And I'd be on that bus, and this girl would say, "Hey, Tom," and she was a hippie. She was a total hippie. And she goes, "Tom, talk about Jesus. I love it when you talk about Jesus." So here I am with a busload of high, drunk rock stars, and I'm talking about Jesus. And she's just asking me all these questions. And they're just laughing and carrying on. And it's just funny, because then years later, Rick called me and said, "Hey, I want to tell you something." And he was telling me that he got saved and totally turned his life around and got off drugs and alcohol like that. And he starts witnessing to me, and I'm like, "Wait a minute, you didn't remember that he didn't know I was a Christian, and he thought he was like going to save my soul." So it was funny because I hadn't seen him. I would see him occasionally. I remember I saw him in L.A. He was touring with Mitch Ryder and the Detroit Wheels. He was in that band for a while, and he came to L.A. and he played. They were touring with Little River Band, of all bands, and so I came out to see one of the shows at Universal Amphitheater, and got to hang out backstage and had a lot of fun doing that. And then we went out hanging around Hollywood, and I was kind of the designated driver. Again, I'm the only one in the group that's not drinking or doing drugs or anything like that. And and I just because I didn't. So anyway, that makes me the DD. Second, yeah, right, yeah, exactly. I'm sure I was definitely getting some contact high from all of that. I don't recall. I do recall one time coming back from a gig with my band, Malachi, that they were all smoking weed in the back of my wagon, and I was getting a serious contact high from that, because I remember getting into the smoke, and getting into the way the clouds were. It was like everything looked very different on the road home, but than it normally did. Me and Pat Metheny. Oh, is that true? Look, I hate to be the one. We had this song, the lyrics that we were translated by. Oh. Yeah, I've worked with Jesse J, but a different Jesse J. It's so funny. I worked with Jesse J that was Jesse J before Jesse J was Jesse J. So say that 10 times fast. Anyway, I'm going to take off. I've got some work to do. And well, Leo, I don't know. I mean, maybe I'd like to say that. I certainly, the goal is to be salt and light, as they say in Christianese. I definitely try to be a positive force in the universe. I know, because in Hollywood, a lot of times I know that my faith and my light is shining when people say, "Hey, man, you got a great positive energy," or I really love your energy, and that's actually them saying they're noticing something different about you. And I think that it's hard to do. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not a prude about drugs or alcohol or anything like that. I'm just that was something I never got into early on in my faith. I felt like I shouldn't do that. I do have drinks every now and then, like I got my bourbon over here and stuff like that, and that's a new thing. But it's not anything I'm obsessed over. In fact, I could go a month without having a beer and I wouldn't even notice. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to have kids to touch people's lives. I've got one of my best friends who I'm working on a record with right now. He and his wife don't have kids. I don't know if they can or not. I'm not sure, but they always have young people, artists and producers and musicians staying with them. They're helping them get a start in Los Angeles. So it's as if they're launching 50 kids. I mean, they've had so many young people at their home, where they just really help them out, and just really, really nice young kids. And they help them out. It's hard when you move to LA and they get started, and you got to pay rent, and you got to try. You're not making any money. It's like they have 50 kids. So yeah, you can definitely pour yourself into people's lives, and I mean, I hope I've done a good job with my kids. Alex is a good kid. Jack and Emma they're all good kids. So I feel like there's a saying in again, I'm sorry about being all the Christian stuff and the church stuff, but there's a saying, and this may be true of any organization, but if you have to hire a pastor, what they do is they say, check out the kids. If the kids are good kids, then the pastor, you're going to be fine. But if they're crazy kids, then something's going on in that household. If the kids are constantly in trouble or whatever, then there's something that as a father he's not doing. And if he can't father his own children, then what makes you think he can flock or shepherd a church? And so that's of the three kids, Alex is by far the best. Not even close. He's also the best guitar player, but it's not even fair. Hook, awesome to see you. I try to be salt and light. Salt and light is a very Christian salt. The reason the term salt is from a Bible verse. Salt and light, I think, is actually in a verse, but salt is in reference to salt. They would use salt to keep meat from going bad. So meat would be very salty back in the day. But they could keep it stored, and if it was stored with salt, longer. So I guess the point is you're more kind of a purification. You're creating kind of a pure environment, and then the light thing is you want to be a light on a hill, a city on a hill. You want to be a light in darkness, and when you're in some situations, and I've been in some situations. In fact, Justin comes to mind, you know, where he's in a dark place and I'm the light. And when he sees me, it's a totally different, he changed, you know, it was, you're shining a light and you're being light instead of, because there's a lot of darkness and a lot of, I mean, like I said, we're touring around with these bands. I mean, I saw someone overdose on heroin and I didn't know what was going on when it happened. I thought he had like having that epileptic seizure or something. He was holding on a hand railing on a staircase backstage at a club in Indianapolis. He was holding on with his right hand, and his left hand was flailing over the railing down low and back up around. Like, I don't even know how he was doing it. It was like a gymnast could not do this. And he was ODing on heroin. And he was just flailing, and his grip on that hand railing was so tight, he broke his wrist. And I don't even know who it was. I was like, I kind of got out of there. I don't know who he was. But there, you know, in a lot of situations, there's a lot of darkness. And that's why sometimes if you're the only person of faith in a room, you're the light. And sometimes it's a lot of responsibility. Yeah, Justin's enjoying life right now. He struggles with depression and stuff like that. If you watch that video series on YouTube, it's all free now, so you can watch it all. You can kind of see some of that journey. And I've known him since I think he was 15 or 16. I think I met him when he was 16. So I've known him almost half his life now. So, yeah, Justin B. Yeah. Alex has met him. Jack has met him many times. Emma met him. My wife met him on video, on FaceTime. My mom met him. My niece met him. Yeah, it's funny. It's just like, hopefully Alex can be doing some writing with him at some point. That would be fun. I think they both have a blast doing that. So we'll see. That may happen. It's probably more likely that Alex will write. No, that's not true. I'll probably write with him again. We'll see what happens. You know, I don't know what the future holds there. Can't make any assumptions. But anyway, God bless you all. I'm going to end the stream. Thank you so much. I uploaded these diagrams to Discord, so you can download them. I think they're really big. If you print them up, it'll be one page. Did I print one up? And it was hilarious. Yeah, I printed one up, and this is what came out. I'm like, oh, dang it. That's not what you want to do, probably. You could. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. But you could insert these into these ping images into a Word doc and then print that up so that you have maybe 4 or 6 on one page kind of thing. So, yes, I love you, Dad. I love you too, Alex. And thanks everybody for watching. I'll see you on Friday. We're going to do Pentatonic number 2 with the blues notes in it, and it won't be as easy as Pentatonic number 1. So be prepared for that. And then next Friday, I won't be able to do, not this Friday. I should be, Lord willing, I should be here on live Friday at 9 a.m. Pacific. But next Friday, I won't be able to live stream. So we'll have to make it, I don't know if we'll make it up. I'll see you the next Monday, hopefully. So, okay. God bless you all. I'm going to end the stream. I got a button for that. I don't have a button to start the stream, which is hilarious because it started with me just like, fortunately not picking my nose, but literally the first 4 minutes was me not realizing I was streaming. So I was texting someone. So anyway, God bless you. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.